1988. So the refined version of Display becomes Image Pro. And Thomas ends up taking a 6-month break from his studies to collaborate with his brother on the program, which, like I mentioned, had been renamed Image Pro. So they added editing features to the program. Later in 1988, Thomas renames the program Photoshop. Thomas worked out a short-term deal with a scanner manufacturer named Barney Scan. And it was that Barney Scan could distribute copies of the program, of the Knoll Brothers program, with the slide scanner. So if somebody buys a Barney Scan scanner, they would get this software with it. And so around 200 copies of Photoshop were actually shipped this way. Luckily, Thomas did not sell Photoshop to Barney Scan, only it was licensed. In this same year, John, remember that's Thomas's brother, travels to Silicon Valley and gives a demonstration of the program to engineers at both Apple Computer Incorporated and Adobe, to Russell Brown, who was the art director at Adobe in the creative department. Both of these showings hugely successful. Ends up in September of 1988, Adobe decides to purchase the license to distribute. So John kept his position in California. He stayed in California. He continued to work on plugins for Photoshop, and Thomas remained in Ann Arbor writing more program code. 1989. So this was, the 88-89 where Barney Scan ends up distributing around 200 copies. But then with the Adobe deal, they takes about 10 months of production development once Adobe strikes that deal with what we know as Photoshop.